Welcome back to another course vlog. Today we're playing FRASERVIEW Golf Course, one of 4 munis in Vancouver. I previously played Langara on the channel, and we'll have videos coming soon at McCleary and UBC. FRASERVIEW is a great layout that sits on a 200-acre property, and what's fantastic here is that each hole is entirely isolated from the holes around it. On a good day I can flirt with par here, and my friend Dre recently uploaded a video where he did just that. The first hole is a very short par 4, and I pulled driver and managed to hit it all right, and I'll only have a wedge in. My approach here pitches very close to the hole, but the screen runs front to back and it rolls out. This is my first long lag putt of the day, and I hit it well, and will make par. The second hole is a gettable par 5, and it gives us a good chance to talk about something I've been meaning to on the channel, and that's keeping statistics as we play. I find the stat that's least correlated with scoring for me is fairways in regulation, and instead I've began tracking the stat red light or green light drive, meaning, did my drive put me in a good position for the second shot? If so, it's a green light drive, and if not, it's a red light drive. So here on 2 I hit a pretty good drive, and it winds up about a foot off the fairway, but it gives me a good look at reaching this green in 2, and thus I classify it as a green light drive. This terrible shot lends itself to another stat I keep, which is shots that cost me strokes. My ball is in a truly terrible lie here, but I'm able to thrash it out and put it on the green. This is a very scary 2-putt. The ball crests the hill about halfway down and rolls out almost perfectly to the distance of the hole. And I'm happy with 2-putt here.
Hello, Not a Scratch Golf community. I would just like to formally apologize for taking Adam's hole-in-one ball out of the hole. I'll never do it again. Please accept my apology. All the best. Matt.
The third hole is a beautiful downhill par 3, only playing about 155 yards with the slope. I hit a 7-iron and catch it really thin, and it misses quite a bit short. I hit a good bump and run here, and it rolls out almost all the way to the hole. But shame on me for 6 weeks, because I don't put a mark on my ball before Matt hits his lag putt, and it hits my ball. But I'm able to tidy it up for par. A green light drive here would allow me to go for this gettable par 5 and 2. But I don't catch all of it, and it gets stymied coming up the hill. And though it reaches the fairway, I'm forced to lay up with a 4-wood here. I hit it well and have a short pitch into the green, but after walking up and studying where this pin is, I conclude that my best shot here is to play it out safely to the right. This putt is a slick downhill breaker, and I take my time studying it from below the hole to pick a spot where I want the ball to crest the hill before rolling down. I fell in love with that line a bit too much, and maybe it wasn't as slick as I thought. So that will be a shot that will cost me a stroke, and I'll have to settle for a 3-putt bogey. This is a green light drive, and it will leave me with just a wedge in on the short par 4 5th. With this pin in the back tier of the green, it's imperative to get this approach all the way back in order to have a good look at birdie. But instead I leave it right on the ridge. And for the second consecutive hole, I hit a pretty lousy lag putt that will leave me about 4 feet. And unfortunately, I have to settle for back-to-back 3-putt bogeys. Let's move on. This is another green light drive, and it will leave me with a short number in here. But this pin is in a particularly tricky spot, and middle of the green is far safer than going after it. I do just that, and with about 20 feet for bird here, I cozy it up pretty close, and will make a pretty straightforward par. The 7th hole is the trickiest par 3 on the course. It plays about 200, and even though it looks downhill, the rangefinder confirms that it actually plays flat. My tee shot here is pin high, and the birdie putt is left just a bit short, but I tidy it up. This really isn't a driver hole, but I decide to pull it anyway, and I hit it straight and right through the fairway. I walked up to the green and concluded that I had to play this shot left of the pin. Even doing that, it rolls out through the back, and I hit a terrible putt here that really should cost me a stroke. But fortunately, I'm able to tidy this one up. 9 through 11 have historically been my nemesis holes here. I hit a good drive on 9, but trying to feather this 9-iron up to the green, I leave it well too short, and I'll have a long lag putt from off the green. And that one ends up being another shot that will cost me a stroke. And with about 10 feet for par on 9, I don't quite make it. Then we'll close the 9 3 over par. So to recap the front 9, I hit the ball well off the tee and managed to hit most of the greens, but my putter cost me a few strokes. The 10th is an uphill monster, with a difficult drive and an even more difficult approach. I hit a good drive and a terrible approach. A terrible chip, too. Now I'm putting from off the green for par, and get it close enough that I'll tap in for bogey and GTFO. 11 starts with a good drive, but not many other good things happen on this hole. Leave a comment below if you follow the playa-in-chief, because like him, even I can't avoid the tuba. I don't have the tuba music here, but bad approach, bad chip, really bad putt. And now we'll have about 10 feet for bogey. Yeah, bad hole. There's never a bad time to hit your best shot of the day, and after hitting mine, I want to channel my buddy Zach's axiom that good golf starts when you hit 2 good shots in a row. Instead, I hit about the ugliest golf shot you can ever hit. So the new game plan is to hit an 8-iron right at the pin and still try to make birdie. But it comes up a bit short, and this long lag putt is also a bit disappointing and will leave us with about 5 feet for par, but we make it. For better or worse, this is about as well as I can hit an iron. And this front pin is playing shorter than the number on the card, so I thought it would get there, but it still comes up just a bit short. And this putt through the fringe gets ejected quite a bit to the right, but I'm able to tidy it up for another par. I don't quite get all of my drive on 14, and it misses the fairway, but we'll still classify it as a green light drive because I have a decent look at the green here. Coming through the rough with the hybrid here, I land my shot short of the green, but it actually rolls all the way through the back, and I decide I want to hit one more terrible golf shot today. And I follow it up with a pretty unspectacular putt as well. But like 10, we'll make the putt in GTFO. On 15, my drive also leaks a bit to the right.
That was my ball, by the way. Oh, is it? I'll take it. No, I don't want it.
And with the uphill approach shot, I grab an extra club and wind up putting it quite a bit past the pin.
Thanks.
And a long lag putt here that I finally judge decently. And I'll clean it up for par. Bad swing incoming. That is a really bad golf shot. And putting from the fringe here, I don't quite realize it's going to kick hard right through the fringe. And I wind up with quite a bit of work to do for par here. And unfortunately, I pull it. And I'll have to settle for bogey. 17 has to be one of the best par 4s in Vancouver. It demands a good drive, and I hit one here. With about 190 in playing uphill, I grab my 3 hybrid, and it pretty much holds this line a bit left of the green. I want to cozy this one up close, but it doesn't quite release for me. Then I watch Ian's putt here, and conclude that this putt doesn't have as much break as it appears. I thought I pulled mine and hit a bad putt, but lo and behold it goes in. The par 5 18th is a fantastic finishing hole. Every year, the Vancouver Golf Tour hosts a 3-round tournament called the Vancouver Open that concludes here at FRASERVIEW. And PGA Tour winner Adam Hadwin has won the Vancouver Open 3 times, and once concluded by hitting driver 8-iron and making eagle on this hole. I don't quite have that in me, but I hit a decent enough drive here. Laying up to the creek, I opt to bunt a 5 hybrid here. And that will leave me with just a wedge in. I don't get all of it.
Unreal bounce, because I hit that so bad.
But I have this birdie putt for a 79. It's not quite meant to be, and we'll close the day with a par for 80. Recapping this round is interesting. I hit the ball very well off the tee, and managed to hit half the greens in regulation. Usually if I do that, I manage to finish within a few strokes of par. But today, I didn't break 80 due almost entirely to the fact that of my 16 bad golf shots, 11 of them were with the flat stick or around the green. So another interesting thing to keep in mind here is that you can shoot 80 with 16 very bad golf shots, which is effectively 1 per hole. So if you're still struggling to break 90 or break 100, realize that hitting 2 bad strokes a hole probably isn't that terrible. So if you can manage your emotions and stay in it, you can probably get there too.